everybody. TGIF. We hope you're looking forward to a fabulous weekend. We've got an awesome show today. Welcome into Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale. That is Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's the truth?
I kept trying to warn you. I kept trying to tell you. I guess one man's trash is another man's treasure because he was a treasure last night. Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake.
Oh, you back on the shake and bake?
Yeah, shake and bake.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
there we go.
You got you won that one. You got it. You got it. But you know the Raiders are a bad team, right?
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's
Skip,
talk about
I was thinking about you last night.
I wasn't thinking about him last night.
I think he was.
Talk about making an impression, huh?
Yeah.
Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how impressive to you was Baker?
I gave him a 5.
A 5?
Let me tell you why I gave him a 5.
Did you see this? I got to get a new TV,
Yeah.
I guess.
I saw a guy get up off his couch and coach a team to a victory against this very team. He was on his couch, propped up, feet propped up. Did you not remember that?
No, I don't.
The Indianapolis coach, Jeff Saturday, never coached at college, never coached at the NFL, got up off of his couch and coached his team to beat this team. Do you remember that?
Are we talking about the same Raiders who just won 3 straight?
Hold on.
Oh, interesting.
Did Jeff Saturday get off his couch and coach the
Then that completely disqualifies what
I gave him a
Baker Mayfield
5.
did.
I just gave him a 5.
A 5?
She said, Shannon, what grade did you give him? If you want to give him a 10 or 12, 15, I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that. The Raiders are the 4th team to lose 4 games in a season while leading by 13 points at the half. Is that good, Skip? Okay, I didn't think so. I just want to go to the video and show you a compilation of how bad teams that do dumb things end up losing a ball game they should have won. Let's take Derek Carr. Derek Carr, since 2014, that's his 14th career red zone interception. Most in the NFL since he entered. Look at this, Skip. What is that? I just want to know why he threw it.
Well, he got hit as he was throwing.
Skip, just take the sack.
Okay.
Just take the sack. You're in field goal range. He was 2 of 7 for 11 yards in the second half. Again, that was his 14th career red zone interception, tied for most in the NFL since 2014. That's when he entered. Can we get to the next compilation? Now, Cleveland Farrell was the 3rd overall draft pick in 2019. He has 9 career sacks in 4 years. He's never, ever blocked a punt in his NFL career. And on 4th and 3, all of a sudden, he's going to be a hero. He has 9 sacks in 4 years. What did he do, Skip?
Yep.
Everybody knows I've been on special teams, got my career started for the first 3 years of my career. On 4th and 5 or less, they're going to hard count you. What does Cleveland Farrell do? Jump offside. He wants to be a hero. No, end up you being a GOAT. They keep the drive alive, go down and score. Skip, on 3rd and 1, they had 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1. The Raiders get what? 0 yards, end up having to punt. Come on. Yep, we saw that. Unsportsmanlike conduct. You get the sack. You get a sack. Tillery. Skip,
He didn't get the sack, but then he knocked the ball out of Baker's
Tell me
hand.
why. Because dumb players do dumb things. Skip, I played against the Raiders. I was in that same division. And every coach I've had, from Dan Reeves to Wade Phillips to Mike Shanahan to Brian Billick, hey, don't mess it up. They'll do something dumb. They'll do right on cue. Boop, boop. There's a reason why year after year they're top 5 in penalty. So with that being said, and then on the last play of the game, you don't have very good cover guys in the secondary anyway. I want to know what possessed them to play man coverage, and then you instruct the DB, hey, jump inside, and give him a free release up the rail. The old saying my grandma used to say all the time, boy, open the door, flies come in your house. Well, if you open the door and let a guy get a free release, that's what you're going to get right there, what Van Jefferson just did to him. Skip, that's a 98-yard drive. Give them credit. The big play to Skronik. There's a lot of things that has to go right. Has to go wrong for the team that has the lead, and Baker did what he did. But Skip, when you did, and we saw this the other night against Tampa and the Saints. You do enough dumb things when you should put a team away, it'll come back to bite you. And that's what happened with the Raiders. The offside penalties, the man coverage. What did Baker say? I read the thing this morning. Baker said, I was shocked. On the 15-yard, you gonna play man coverage, press man? You play press man, and you don't touch nobody. You don't touch a soul. Either one or two things. If you're up there in press coverage, put your hands on him or back off. But you can't be up there and open the door and just let the guy get a free release. And that's what happened. So With that, hey, Josh McDaniel said that's a hard lesson to learn. I like to learn my lessons in victories. I'm not really trying to learn a lesson in defeat because now I go back and show, you see right here, this is what got us beat. Cleveland, we got to stay on side on 4th and 5. We got to do this. Tillery, why would you knock the ball out the guy's hands? I just want to know, why would you do that? Coach probably explains why the Chargers said, you know what, for a first-round pick, yeah, we've seen enough. I gave him a 5, and I ain't moving.
You sound like a sore loser to me.
I'm a sore winner.
Huh.
Well, I
lost.
You know what? You're right. I am a sore loser because I should have known better than mess with those no-good, sorry-for-nothing Raiders.
It is my turn. For weeks on this show, for months on this show, you have been ridiculing me and pushing me and goading me and demanding that I finally admit I was wrong about Baker Mayfield. You have called him Faker Mayfield. You have called him absolute take out the trash. You have called him just a guy.
Just a guy.
And last night he showed once again to me that he's that guy, because what that guy did last night was all-time miraculous. What that guy did, flying into LAX, the airport out here in Southern California, just 48 hours before he was thrust into playing for a team that had lost 6 straight games, up against a team that had won 3 straight games on Thursday night football, with completely new terminology written all over in tiny fine print all over his wristband, and have to play for a team that is hopeless and hapless, with an offensive line that is an absolute wreck, that was graded by Pro Football Focus the 2nd worst line going into last night's game in the National Football League. Not throwing to Cooper Kupp, throwing to Ben Skoranek? Really? Not throwing to Allen Robinson, your big offseason acquisition. Wait, throwing to Tutu Atwell, and in the end to Van Jefferson. Seriously? Really? Did Aaron Donald play? No, Aaron Donald did not play last night. Did Jalen Ramsey play? I think he did, but I'm not even sure about that, because the only times I saw his name called was when he was getting beaten by Devontae Adams. That's what Baker was up against. As you well know, coming into a whole new system, and a very complex system by the boy genius who is Sean McVay, it is like learning a foreign language on the fly, and he's screaming plays in your ear, and you're trying to process what's the formation, what's the motion, what's the protection. The protections are really difficult.
All he has to do is just call the play, and everything else take care of itself. And then he tells him, throw it to this guy, throw it to that guy.
Does he on the fly as the ball snapped? Throw it to X.
No,
really.
He's telling, if you get this coverage, go here. If you get that coverage, go there.
Okay, it's happening so fast and so furiously. And you've got Max Crosby and Chandler Jones bearing down on you, tormenting you, scratching at you, clawing at you, and knocking you on your tail every other play. And you're about 6 feet 1 inches tall, and to have to stand up and throw through those two coming at you every play, because they were unblockable last night, and sometimes just completely unblocked. It was a miracle what he pulled off. So let's start with what he did on the first play of the game, his snap, because Walford obviously started, which I thought was a sweet move by Sean McVay. Let's not throw Baker right into this dumpster fire just yet. Let's let Walford go in and try to calm everything down. We'll just run the ball with Walford, and then we'll put Baker in on our second offensive possession. And if we could see what happened on his first play, which became his first throw of the game, this is 2:17 left in the first quarter. Baker goes right back and he threw it right to Van Jefferson for 21 yards. And I said, he's off to the races. That's the Baker I often saw in Cleveland when he was on a roll, as he was when he was a rookie, when he finished second in Rookie of the Year voting, and also in 2020 when he led them to an 11-5 record and their first playoff win since 1994. That's the Baker that I said has proven me right, because he has proven again and again and again for long stretches that he can play at a high level in this league. He's not everybody's cup of Gatorade. He's an acquired taste. He is not your taste. He's not a lot of people's taste. But he can flat out play in this league, especially if he winds up with somebody who is his flavor of Gatorade. And Sean McVay loves him some Baker Mayfield, so look out above.
Especially if there's no expectations. What expectations did you have last night?
The world was waiting for Baker Mayfield to fall on his face.
You just said yesterday that the Rams were a bigger clown show than Carolina.
Yeah, well, they're the worst team in the league going into the game.
So you had no
lost 6 straight games.
So you had no expectations.
Okay. Well, again, I believe in Baker Mayfield. You do not.
I do not.
Okay. So now you talk about all the breaks that they got to pull off the 98-yard drive in the end to win 17. Yeah. By the way, did you realize Baker pulled off a Brady after Brady did it on Monday night? Baker did exactly down to the score, exactly what Brady did, because they're down 16-3 in the fourth quarter, and they come back to win 17-16. Was that not Brady-esque? Right. Okay, let's go to the breaks that went against Baker Mayfield early in this game, because in his in his first possession, he goes after that pass and gets a field goal. That was a nice start. Now, in his second possession, if we could see what happens, this is 5:37 left in the second quarter. It's 3rd and 13 at the Las Vegas 45, and he hits said Skoranek for 22. That's a throw. That looked pretty good to me. That looked like shaking Baker. And here we go. We'll see it again. And then on the very next play, guess what happens? Cam Akers gets stripped by Chandler Jones, and they lose the football. Well, all of a sudden, I'm looking at this, and I'm saying, well, they're set up 1st and 10 at the 23. They're at least going to get 3, if not 7. Right. And Cam fumbles the ball away. And they had a quick cutaway to Sean McVay, and he's screaming some curse word and about to throw his headset because they had points set up right then and there. Yeah. Okay, now let's fast forward to the third quarter. We have a near disastrous series for the Los Angeles Rams. Once upon a time, the defending champs. That seems like 12 years ago, doesn't it, that they actually won the Super Bowl? Okay, so now it's the third quarter, and on 3rd and 10 at the Las Vegas 30-yard line, he hits Tutu Atwell for 14 yards. If we could see this play, it's a sweet, I think it's a screen setup. Yeah, he hits him with kind of a wide receiver screen. And he's all the way down to the 16-yard line, and they call a hold on Havenstein. That's not a hold. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. You don't call that.
Yes, you do.
He just had his hand extended out, but he didn't wrap him. He didn't pull him. I mean, and by the way, the play is already passed. It has gone by him.
We've seen that so many times, and we say, well, you didn't have to do that.
Okay, well, you didn't have to do that. And again, I'm thinking, well, that just knocked them all the way back, and they get pushed completely back into, what is it now, 3rd and 16 at the 36. And he hits somebody named Hopkins for 8 yards, if we could see what happened. And Coleman Shelton, if we could see what happens after this, gets an incredible unnecessary roughness call. Look at this. And again, would I have called that? I probably wouldn't have. But you're talking about your dumb guy plays? Yeah. That might be the dumbest play of the night, because you negate another
field goal opportunity.
At least a field goal opportunity, because that pushes them back into a 61-yard field goal, and I thought Sean McVay should have just punted the ball. Right. But he says, no, we're going to try it, because they're desperate at that point. Right. And the 61-yarder doesn't even sniff the goalpost, right?
Yeah, everybody think they got Justin Tucker.
Okay, so that's end of that series. So I just gave you 2 where at least you're going to get 3, if not 7, both times, and Baker gets terrible breaks. But he remained unfazed, because here he came, 75 yards in 17 plays. It's a drive starting early in the fourth quarter that took 9 minutes off the 9 minutes. Yeah. And if we could see what happened on this, because we got 4 straight big completions, if we could see these. The first one's to Jefferson for 20 yards. That's a sweet throw. And then our man Skoranek, who he turned into Cooper Kupp last night. There's another one, a little high, but he snatched it. And then I got another. This is 3rd and 10 to Atwell. 3rd and 10. And it's an out route to Atwell. That works. And that's set up down at the goal line, 4th and 1 at the 2. And he dumps it to Cam, who makes a nice grab and reach. And that set up the touchdown that actually got them back in position to be in the game.
Right.
All right. So now we come down to one huge defensive play. And I think you referenced it earlier, but it's a 3rd and 1 play.
Well, on 2nd and 1, the guy ran to darkness. If he veers to the left, he gets the first. He ran right into the guard's back.
Okay, but you do have the leading rusher, even though he hurt his hand, but he came back in the game, Josh Jacobs. But anyway, this is 3rd and 1 at the Las Vegas 34-yard line. And B. Wags, one of your favorite players, he was smoking last night, because he's blowing up every other play.
Let me see. I'm going to design a play. I'm going to put Josh Jacobs
at the fullback.
At the fullback position.
What?
But I'm going to leave B. Wags, who's going to be in the Hall of Fame, who's a 7-time first-team All-Pro.
Yep.
I'm going to leave him unblocked and see if I can fool him.
Okay. And it did not work.
It did not fool him.
And I thought maybe Josh McDaniels would say, you know what, I'm going for the throat. I'm going to keep the ball away from Baker Mayfield. I'm just going to go for it right here. But he said, no, I'm going to punt it.
You know why? He doesn't trust Derek Carr.
Okay, well, you could be right. Well, he trusted his punter, A.J. Cole, who flat out nailed one, and it was all time, and he got every little hop that you could get from that oblong ball.
Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, it might meant to be. Skip, he punched the ball this far from the sideline. Instead of the ball turning and going out of bounds, it turns and goes up the field another 15 yards.
It kind of wobbled like a penguin, and it just did a little penguin tightrope up the sideline, and it kept going and going and going. And it is finally blown dead at the 2-yard line. So now I'm looking at this, and I'm saying, okay, 1:45 remains.
Right.
And you have 0 timeouts remaining.
Yes.
And by the way, no one had pulled off a 98-yard drive in what would be the final 2 minutes of the game over the last 45 NFL seasons.
Right.
So this hasn't happened in 45 years. And here he came. And the play of the night, maybe not the throw of the night, although it was a very good throw, but it was just as good, if not better catch, is the one to Skoranek, and it's a 32-yarder up the rail.
I thought you was playing safety. Because Skip, tell me what the safety's doing. Skip, what is he doing?
He just didn't get there.
He got there.
He got underneath. He went underneath. It's like, I don't know if you ever even saw the football, actually.
I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
So the ball is thrown into the perfect spot, but Skoranek's going to have to go up and snatch it out of the sky, and he's going to have to outmuscle the corner for the ball going to the ground, all of which happened. And all of a sudden you look up and say, they're in business now. You got to get
on a big drive, Skip, a long drive, you got to get a chunk play. You got to get one chunk play.
Okay.
I don't believe you can nickel and dime your way because you got no timeouts.
All right. So now he hits Brown for 9, then he hits Skoranek for another 8. And all of a sudden, time is running thin here. Right. So now it's only 10 seconds left. And if we could see the play of the night one more time, and to your point, they are in press man. And Baker says, oh, thank you. I got this. I got to tell you, that's about as good a throw.
Oh, no question.
It's almost like a fade route throw. And he drops it right down the chimney, dropping the ultimate dime for the clutch game winner.
Fans, when you go to the game early and you see the teams warming up, we call that pat and go. That's a pat and go throw.
Yep. And to Baker's credit, he was processing quickly enough at that point. He was getting comfortable enough in the offense to actually read it pre-snap where you say, press man?
It's press man.
Really? Because obviously, if you just play zone, it's hard, man.
Yeah.
Because against the zone, if you're just protecting the goal line.
Thank you. And they got no timeout. You just don't let them out of bounds. They're not going to be able to get another playoff.
You would think not with 10 seconds left. Right. Maybe if you threw a quick out to somebody, you could get one more throw, but then you're throwing into zone everywhere. It looks like they got 12 men on the field.
But that's why what's befuddling to me, Skip, is that you want to guard the sidelines, and the guy opened the gate and gave him the sideline because if he wanted to run out, he had that. Okay. You guard the sideline. You never let a guy get outside in a situation like, first of all, you should have never played man. Why the hell are you playing man coverage in that situation? That's on the defensive coordinator's fault.
Okay, maybe it's because you don't have that much respect for Baker Mayfield. Maybe you think you're just going to light him up by just taking everybody away off the snap because you think that Crosby and Chandler Jones can get home so quickly that just don't even give him any chance.
Well, Skip, it looks like they brought a 4-man, if I'm not mistaken, I think they just brought 4-man pressure. I mean, if that's the case, just blow it up. Just come with bomb blitz. Just, hey, I'm throwing everything. Zero blitz. That's what I'm going to do. But I don't believe in that situation. I don't believe you play bomb blitz. I believe you play zone coverage. You guard the sidelines, and you tackle the guy in bounds. And I don't believe you're going to be able to get up there and spike it in time, Skip. I don't. Because you got guys already in the end zone. So how do you get those guys back, get them lined up, all in a matter of 10 seconds?
All right. Last quick point, and I'm going to be very objective here because I'm going to criticize Baker. I thought he made one mistake last night, and it was in the post game, sitting on the Amazon set to start with, and then with the bigger media group. Because Michael Smith on Amazon had said before the game and then after the game, he reiterated that he talked to a lot of sources in Carolina and some with the Rams who raved about Baker's new maturity, that he's gotten humbled, he's swallowed a lot of pride, and that he was a model citizen in Carolina even when he got demoted. Okay? I love that Baker because I think he did need to get humbled some because he's been Baker commercial maker instead of touchdown maker. And the point is, that all that volunteering that after the game, you're rubbing their nose in it. You don't need to do that.
What did he say?
He said that I couldn't believe they were impressed, man.
Right.
Well, you don't divulge that. Right. Brady would never say that after the game because keep that to yourself. That's TMI. That's too much information.
But Skip, I mean, he's surprised. He's like, wow, y'all got that little respect
but
for me.
don't shame them. You beat them. Let it sit.
Yeah.
Let it ride because next time you play them, whenever that's going to be, you have to be careful because you rub their noses in it after the game. I can't believe you're impressed, man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Baker being a little too cocky, but now he's playing for a cocky coach who is birds of a feather with Baker, and we're going to talk more about that in just a minute, how good a fit Baker is going to be longer term for Sean McVay.
I mean, you have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. I was scratching my head. I was like, why would you play that coverage?
Okay, you are, and it's fine for you to say it on Undisputed. It's not that great for him to say it. Just show a little humility and be a good winner after the game.
You know what, Skip, this is how Brady would have phrased it. They probably would ask Tom, are you surprised that they gave you that coverage? Tom would probably say, yeah, I'm a little surprised they played that coverage.
I don't think he would even acknowledge. He gives you nothing after a game. He tries to platitude and cliche you to death until he says, you guys okay? And he exits stage right.
Skip, he's gonna give you a little right. He's like, yeah, I'm
maybe.
a little surprised.
Maybe. I don't know. But anything X's and O's.
No.
Because he's Belichickian right?
But I mean, the casual, like, that's man, everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
And I'm like, why? Skip, but you can't press. If you're going to be in a press position, you got to get hands on the receiver. Because if you don't, he's already going forward. So that means you're going to have to turn and run. So the best thing to do is get your hands on him. If you see when Jalen Ramsey got in trouble last night with Devontae Adams, he missed the jam. When he got the jam, he was able to force Carr to throw the ball out of bounds. And that's how it is in the NFL. If you miss a jam, these guys are too good.
Shake and bake, baby.
Hey, shake, whatever.
Yeah.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. Now, Skip has a couple of extra days to get used to the Rams system. Of course, played last night, Thursday. They don't play again until Monday, December 19th versus the Packers. So
I bet they don't win that game.
Time to absorb this playbook. Well, thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.